And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster, touching base with you as I do every day. How are you doing on this first Monday of February? Happy February, y'all. It's Groundhog's Day as well. Groundhog's Day. Well, he definitely will see his shadow, or she will see their shadow today, at least here in New York City, because it is sunny, it is beautiful, and we are going to hit 32 degrees, a heat wave. We got a heat wave coming, y'all. 32 degrees today, 32 degrees tomorrow, 32 degrees on Wednesday. And then we go back into the plunge. The coldest air mass so far. So anyway, is that kind of winter. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I put some photos out on, I think it was Thursday or Friday. I can't remember what day it was. Maybe it was Friday. And the Hudson River. And then while doing so, I'm not sure if you saw the video, but while I was filming, a eagle, a eagle flew over. I was like, first I thought it was a hawk, and then I was like, no, it's an eagle. I can't believe it. I am connecting with the eagles for the last month. It's been great. I'm enjoying my new life with the eagles and the wildlife and the suburbs and all the good stuff. But this was right there on Chelsea. And I couldn't help but say, maybe that's my eagle. Maybe that's the same eagle that was in Teaneck. They say eagles travel great distances in a day, back and forth. That's their territory. It could have been the same eagle or from the same eagle family. Anyways, it was exciting to see the eagle. So I photographed it just slightly in a video. So yes, so that's what happened this weekend. Also on Friday, I do believe it was Friday. Yes, because my days are all mixed up now. Friday, I had a great lunch with my Janet, who's in the building today, and Janet and I had a beautiful lunch, just talking, catching up, just spending time. Janet is Janet is like family to me. She is more than, just someone I hang out with once in a while. She is truly family. And I just love her so much. So anyway, we had a great time. And then the check came along. And I thought I was going to treat her to lunch. I was like, I'm going to take Janet out to lunch. I know, Janet, I'm putting your business out in the street. And then Janet said, no. She said, no. And I was like, no. We both, and so the waiter's looking at us because we're fighting for we're fighting for the bill. Like, okay, I'm letting it go. Janet, you win. You win, Janet. I yield. We had a great time. And it was just great to be able to walk down the street, and her arm was in my arm, and we were just walking through the snow, all the ice, I should say, and the ice covered streets. I love her so much, and I just wanted to just say thank you, Janet, for an amazing lunch, time together, great place that we hung out at in Chelsea, and it was just a great. This was a great weekend. Then I got to spend time with my buddy up in the Bronx, and he was so excited because he just bought a brand new car, and so he was like, you gotta come check out the car." Come on downstairs. And then we went and got something to eat. I was like, oh, this is nice. This is really nice. And then I was so proud of him because I remember when he arrived into America, this is like more than a decade ago, and started out as a immigrant coming to America, being doing the thing trying to survive like most like immigrants do coming to America. And then, oh, speaking of the eagle, there she is. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. The eagle just flew over the house. And sorry about that. But and then see him, he went out and bought his first brand new car. And I was like, dog, I said, I'm so proud of you, buddy. And this was a great weekend to just I relaxed. I hung out at his house, and I had my own space there. So I'm able to just like camp out, and I did a lot of, work. And so it was just beautiful just to be with friends. And yeah, I gave Adrian and Nancy a little break. But yet they were like, "When are you coming home?" So I am enjoying this period of my life, and I am learning something that most of us who are givers don't know how to do. And that is, we do not know how to accept people giving to us or looking out for us, especially with someone like myself who has fended my world since I was 14 years old. My mom was there, but my mom was a working mom and single mom. And so I helped raise my sister. And I've always been the person to take care of everybody. Even like my cousins, I would get in the car, support them, try to support my aunt, you know, I was that guy. And then also then having an adopted dad who was a minister and pastor, I kind of like also adopted those behaviors of just serving people. So we who serve people don't know how to allow people to serve us in the capacity of showing love. And so I am learning some new lessons in this new chapter of my life. And it feels good. I mean, I was telling my buddy yesterday, I said, I'm flexing new muscles that I never had, well, I never knew I had, because I'm the one that's always I'm always working and doing things for people. So it's good to set back a little bit, but I'm still working. Obviously still working. But it's really nice to see people kind of make a deal over you. It's like Nancy sends me a text that says, "Okay, when are you coming home?" And I was like, "I'm coming home today." And but it feels so good to be loved. I don't know if maybe someone needs to hear that today. I don't know why I end up sharing that this is first thing out of the gate, but all you givers out there, it takes some humility to allow yourself to be loved. I know I'm right out the gate, right? I'm right out the gate. I hope I'm giving someone some good wisdom today. My dad, my dad used to say, my adopted dad, he used to say, "Son, don't allow people to lose their blessing when they are reaching out to bless you." Didn't understand it as much when I was 16, 17 years old. And he was like, "God blesses people that bless others. And when people reach out to bless you and you don't accept the blessing, or you kind of like just say, 'Oh, I'm good, I got this.'" He used to say to me all the time, you are robbing them of their blessing." And I never got the math, but then I realized he's right. He was, he's not with us. He's no longer with us. But I think about all those conversations, and he says, "Look, you have to allow people to be blessed as they bless you." And like I said, I didn't get the grasp of it when I was younger, but now it's now taken on a whole nother lesson in my life today. And so I am just enjoying the blessings, and I'm hoping that others could be blessed. And I try to bless people along the way still. It's all about life is all about blessing folks. You got to bless people. Come online, you talk to people, you hope that your words will be a blessing to someone. Being there to support people, support what they're doing. And anyway, okay, let's say good morning to some folks. That was for somebody. I don't know who it's for. Maybe it's somebody in this building right now. Maybe it's someone that's going to see this video later on. But today is our Motivation Monday. And so that's what we do here. It is Motivation Monday. Let me put that on the screen so you'll know where you are. It is Touch Base Daily, and my name is Ron Foster, and I'm here to hopefully encourage you every day. This community is here to encourage one another and also encourage you. So here we are. Okay, let's say good morning. Let's say good morning. The gold this morning goes to the wonderful Chris R. She says, good morning. Chris R says, I'm number one today. And look who got the silver. Look who got the silver today. Our wonderful Janet. She says, greeting TBD world. And then third, but not least, with the bronze is my office work wife. We had a great conversation last night. Miss Gwendolyn Houston Jacks, she says, good morning, good morning. And I see all the love between you guys. Omar's in the building. He says, holla, happy Monday. And wait, you guys can't hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, wait, she said she couldn't. Oh, can't hear you. Can you hear me? Are y'all hearing me? Hold on. You mean tell me I've been talking and y'all haven't heard me? Can y'all hear me? No, I see people responding. Okay, yes. I was like, I see 100%. I see yes. I saw exactly. So I know you guys are listening. So Omar, it was you, sir. Sorry, Omar. I called you out, Omar. It was you. It's you, Omar. It wasn't me. It was you. Also, Thomas Clay. Hey, Thomas Clay. Someone new in the building. He says, good morning, Mr. Thomas Clay is in the building. Kimmy Kim is in the building. She says, hello, everyone. And if you're in the building, make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you hit the like. Click on the like. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Okay? And the algorithms let them know in the world that we are here. Okay. Also, Bryson. Okay. Bryson, here we go. What's up, Ron? What's up, everybody? Happy first month of February, and welcome to Black History Month, and it's Groundhog Day. Thank you, Bryson. I love Bryson. I love Bryson. And look who is in the building today. Mr. Jamel Shabazz, one of my mentors, friend, compadre in these photography streets. He gives me a lot of wisdom, y'all. He gives me a lot of wisdom. Checking him out, see him do his work. And speaking of Jamel Shabazz, he and Howard Cash are sponsoring a exhibition this weekend that I am a part of. I can't even believe I'm a part of an exhibition that these brothers are curating. And so it's going to be so exciting. Let me just get that information on the board right now. So since it's early in the page, let's get that on the screen so you can have that. I do believe I put it in here. Hold on. I do believe I did have it here. And here we go. Okay, let me take that Monday off. Let me take the Motivation Monday off. So there we go. Women of color, long journey forward, and still we rise. Starts February 4th. It goes through March 28th at the Wilmore Jennings Gallery on 219 East 2nd Street here in New York. And if you want to visit, make sure you just come on down. It's a great gallery down in the Lower East Side, Alphabet City. February 7th is when we will all be there. The artists open the reception at 2:00 from 2 to 5. So we have an open reception for the artists, and we'll be talking, sharing about our work. And then also there's another event, March 7th, for this same exhibition for Artists Talk. And then also March 28th, the exhibition closes. So get out there, come on out, visit us this Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of us will be there early, so you can enjoy the time with us. We'll be mingling. There's so many amazing photographers where their works have been in museums, galleries all over the country, all over the world. So I am humbled to be a part of that number. Please come on out as we celebrate Black women, women of color. Okay, so there you have it. That is where we are for this Saturday coming up, and I'm looking forward to it. Okay, let me get this off the screen. Let me get this banner off the screen. There we go. So there's a lot of things happening. A lot of things happening. Also, in the news, Don Lemon is free. He is free from being, collected with all the other um, journalists, the four black journalists. This administration is trying to make a point. If black people that follow Trump are not getting the message, they are just absolutely, can I just say, I don't like to be a name caller, but today I'm going to have to call you absolutely stupid, ignorant, and well, like my buddy used to say, you are woefully stupid and woefully ignorant. You got that woefully. So, anyway, it's blowing my mind. I mean, he doesn't celebrate Martin Luther King birthday, doesn't acknowledge it. His hit does closes the parks, do everything against black people. But guess what? Black folks are not taking the bait. We are not going into these streets. Some people will, but most of us, we doing it here. We got these internet cyber streets that we can encourage one another, build each other up. We are in control of our destiny, and we will not be baited. We will not be baited. Okay, moving on. Okay, I keep moving around. So, I see here in the chat more. Oh, Bryson says that's just for those that don't know, the Grammys was last night. Bryson says, "Who watched the Grammys last night?" And this was the last one on CBS for over 54 years, since 1973, and starting next year. The Grammys got a new home, ABC and the Disney Plus people. Okay, so since Bryson brings the subject up, how many of you watched the Grammys last night? How many of you? I must confess, I did not. So I did see some of the what do you call the snippets from the Grammys. Big Bunny, sorry, Big Bunny, Bad Bunny made his speech, and that got a lot of attention in the streaming this morning and late last night. So Bad Bunny did that, and yeah, so that's all I really saw. I saw also Don Lemon on the red carpet, and people were talking about that. Um, did any of your artists win? Are you guys happy with the results of the Grammys? I know some of my artists that I don't know them offhand, I just know their music, have got some good Grammy awards. And I think I'll come back to you on something that one of our guests may be a Grammy award winner that has been on our show on our in our community. So I'll get back to you on that to confirm. But I think he may have gotten a Grammy for DJing. We'll see. Let's see. Good morning. Hey, Tanya. What's up, Tanya? She says, good, happy Monday, family. Classic says, blessed and good day. Omar. Thank you, Omar. He says, you deserve some love, Ron. Thank you, buddy. And yes, thanks for the reminder. Hi, Ron and RLP. Hey, Mimi's in the building. She says, hi, Ron and RLP, Touch Base Daily family. So good to see you all here. And I see the love going out from Kim to Mr. Shabazz and Bryson and Fisher. And Classy Jim says 100%. Mimi says exactly. This is all regard to you have to allow people to bless you. Hey, Elise, I didn't get to see you this time around. Elise, she says, good morning, everyone. She was in these parts and I didn't get to see her. And okay, Kelly A's in the building as well. She says, good morning, everyone. I love y'all, guys. I love y'all. I love y'all. And yes, 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 you are good. Blah, 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 blah. Can hear. Okay, okay, we got that. Okay. Hey, look who's in the building. Dr. Tachi. So she's in the building. Dr. Tachi, your clip is done very well from our conversation last week. Just saying, your clip, it was good. Did good on shorts. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Dr. Tachi says, or as my mother was to say, they're just damn dumb. And Jamel says, still we rise. Still we rise. That's right. We are not going to be moved. We are not going to be moved. We're going to stand strong in my southern voice. Speaking of my southern voice, my this I think it was Friday. I think it was Friday. Yeah, Friday morning. My uncle had passed away, and we weren't very close. I had met him several years ago. My brother, my sister, and I, we drove down with my mom, who had been in North Carolina for like 35 years at that point, and we met and everything. But he passed away on I think it was Friday, well, Thursday, but I got to find out on Friday. And so they're gonna have something very small down there. But so speaking of my when I say my southern voice, that's when if I'm ever in North Carolina, we used to hang out with my grandfather's. I used to tease my cousins about their southern twang. So it's just me being mean or being a jokester. Barbary says, it is never too late to be what you might have been. George Eliot. I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Thomas Edison. Barbary, yes. Somebody in. Can I read those again? I want to read those quotes again. Because today is Motivation Monday. If you have a quote you want to share, you can do that too. I like when this community participates. Okay, Barbary says, it is never too late to be what you might have been. And that's George Eliot. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work, says Thomas Edison. I love it. There could be no success without failures before. You got to attempt it. Because guess what? Even though it may seem like you failed, you did not. You know why? Because every time you miss the mark, you readjust to aim for the target. Like archery. How many of you archers are out here in these streets? Do you know that's where the name sin came from? People say, oh, that person sinned. Do you know where that came from? It's a archery term. Sinned. When you sin, that means you miss the mark. For all you biblical Bible thumpers in the building, right? You miss the mark. But every time you miss the mark, what do? You adjust so that you can hit the mark the next time. And sometimes it takes 2 or 3 adjustments. But in the end, you will hit the mark. Ooh, let the church say amen today. We're talking truth today. This is a Motivation Monday. Okay, Dr. Tyson, I watched the highlights on YouTube and saw the speeches, the key speeches. I watched a little bit. It says Chris, just the let me say. Oh, what was that? Oh, that must be something. Oh, someone moving something. Okay, let me turn on these clips so that way you can have them on the screen. Okay, there we go. So you guys can see everyone's chats. But Mimi says just the highlights. Kimmy Kim says blessings. And Tracy says Trevor Noah hosts his 6th and final time. Thank you. See, Bryson, one of these days, if you wanted to sit down and have a chair right next to me to talk about these entertainment news, but you are giving it to us as we are moving through it. Mimi says a lot of the hip hop and other categories were announced before the show. I saw that. Yes. And hey, Aya is in the building. She says, Happy Black Friday, but every Black History Month, Grand Rising Ron, everyone, Touch Base Daily, RLP, Groundhog Day. Ah, into this Groundhog Day, right? Bad Bunny took home album of the year. His first Latino took home the gold. The first Latinos to take home the gold. Good, good, good. And then also they did a contribute to D'Angelo and Roberta, and Angie and Ozzy. Angie and Ozzy was 100%. Yeah. So a lot of news, lots of news. And in today's Motivation Monday, like I said, there's a lot going on in the news. The Epstein files were released, but we're not going to dwell on it. We're not going to dwell on negativity today. So I'm going to just stay focused with positive energy. And so if you have a quote, Barbary, I like what you just did. So if you have a quote and you want to send a quote of positive energy into this chat, into this comment, you could put a positive quote in the comments, and then I'll read it, and then it'll encourage everyone. Okay, so let's do that. That's right. Look at that. Barbara, you encourage Janet. She says, Barbara, love your quote. Yes. There's a lot of great quotes out there for encouragement especially this is the way you start the week. Motivate yourself. Be motivated. And not only be motivated, motivate others. Bryson says, Billie Irish, Justin Bieber, and Halle Bieber, Sabrina, Carpenter, and Bad Bunny told them ice out. They called them out. Hey, my partner in crime, relaxing by his TV, drinking a latte. Chris Edwards says, good morning, Touch Base Daily family. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And Amy said that's the whole word. And let's see, Justin. Oh, okay. Kim says Bryson, Justin, their performance was excellent. I'm guessing some did not understand his outfit. What did you think? Just pure vocals, basically. And he sounded better than ever. Justin Bieber. Also, Dr. Tachi says Fela Kuti became the first African to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award. Can I tell you something about Fela or Fela? Depends on which American's saying his name. When I was visiting Nigeria, I used to visit Nigeria every year for like almost 8 years. And one of the places I would visit with my buddies is the shrine. It was like they call it the shrine, but it was a hangout spot, Fela hangout spot where he used to frequent. And we used to go there, and they had these girls on roller skates also that used to roll them through. I was like, told my buddy, I said, can you roller skate like that? So they used to serve with roller skates. But I remember going to the it's not like, I wouldn't call it a bar. It's like a hangout spot where all the folks just hang out and chill, and they got they have the Nigerian beers, and everyone's hanging out, and everyone's relaxing. The music is going. They're playing all all the music. Anyway, that just reminded me of that. It reminded me of that, my time in Nigeria. I don't know when I'm going to go back to Nigeria. Okay. Bryson says Steven Spielberg completed his EGOT from Tony, Grammy, Emmy, and Academy Award. I saw that in the highlights at the 11 o'clock news. And Kim, he was ADHD. Whoa! The snow is melting. Did you hear that? Did you hear that rumble? The snow came off the roof of the building. Okay. Had me a little worried there. Had me a little worried when you see the rumbles. I was like, even though Jersey did have an earthquake. Did y'all know Jersey had an earthquake Friday? Yeah, we had a small earthquake here in New Jersey. Okay, so we're all caught up. We're all caught up. Wow. You heard that, right, Kelly A? Did you hear that? That was like, ooh, Ooh, what's going on? Got my heart racing a little bit there, but it all came down. The snow came down. That means that's good. That's a good thing. The snow is melting. Oh, we're getting melting today, y'all. What's the temperature? It's 27 degrees. Okay. So, what else is in here? Mimi said, "Man, this snow and ice is nuts. We are still frozen in the South." Now, did you guys see? Yes. Speaking of the South, this weekend, I think it was Sunday or Sunday morning, it snowed in Tampa. It snowed in Tampa. And do you see the footage of all the orange trees that were covered in ice? Well, they covered them in ice to protect them, but everything was in ice. Wow. This weather's getting crazy, crazy. And then I talked to my buddy in Tanzania, and he says it's supposed to be raining, but it's not raining. It hasn't rained here. And so the whole world is just weathering. It's weathering out there. It was on Kimmy Kim says Bryson Justin was on Twitch the end of the year practicing his music with his team. It was very open. Look into his performing life and conversation they had. Thank you, Kimmy Kim. Okay. What do you guys want to talk about? And Janet says some of my southern friends had 8 inches of snow. Yes, my friends in Charlotte. I always visit Charlotte as I ran home to beat the ice storm. Well, last weekend they had the ice storm. This weekend they got 8 inches of snow in Charlotte. I tell you. Mm. Now I wish I was in Charlotte so I could be there to take photos. And I took lots of photos of the ice on the Hudson, and you can see that video on Instagram or in our community chat. Let's see here, Dr. Tachi. Okay, so we're not going to be here long because tomorrow is part 2 of my colonoscopy thing, my colon care. So tomorrow is I might be here and I might not. Depends on how this colonoscopy goes tomorrow. And I bring the colonoscopy up because I have to take this potion that's over there. As soon as I end this, I start taking the potion to do all the cleaning on the inside. So I could be fresh for the colonoscopy. So next month, this month. This month is a year ago that I've had my colon cancer removed that I did not know I had. So I went in January of 2025 for my colonoscopy, and they found a little anomaly. My doctor was very, very good and said, I don't like that. So we're going to have you get a CT scan, get the MRI, get all this tests done. Anyway, it turned out it was a tumor. It was a golf ball sized tumor. So, but they did the test, the biopsy, and said, oh, there's no cancer. Everything is clean. We're just going to take it out. Anyway, when they took it out, they discovered that it was cancerous and that it was stage 2 cancer, which it blew my mind because I was living my best life. At least I thought I was enjoying life. I didn't feel anything. It wasn't bothering me. But it was a tumor that was in a strange place. The tumor wasn't in the colon. It was on the outside of the colon. How did that happen? We don't know. But my doctor said it's very rare. You're one out of, I think he said something like 100,000. It was like some massive number that this happens where the tumor will be on the outside of the colon versus the inside. And usually when it's that way, it doesn't have a good outcome because people don't know they have it. and they just move on with their lives because people use those other tests that they use, like the package, put it in the mail, put your stuff in the mail and then send it out. You can't tell unless there's bleeding. And if it's bleeding, then it's almost like it's not good. And so many black men, over the last, and you've seen in the in the headlines of so many rappers, actors, singers, people that were famous. I say famous because they just, people know who they are. And there's so many people statistically because most people don't get their colonoscopies. So, why am I bringing this up? Why is Ron bringing this up today? Because I want to make sure you save your life. I'm hoping this will help you save your life. You need to get your colonoscopy. Now, it used to be start at 50, but now, as you probably, if you go to the National Geographic article that was posted, I think mid fall, the colon cancer in America has increased in alarming rates among young people in America. So it's no longer, oh, we wait till we're 50 or wait till you're 60. It is one of the number one fastest growing cancers in America. Well, I have my theories. Obviously, my theory is that it's the foods we eat or the lack of foods we eat. So my challenge to you, is to get out there. Now, when I had my diagnosis last year of colon cancer, several of my friends went out and got their colonoscopies. And I was so happy. So I'm putting it out there again because I have to do this test every year to make sure everything is fine. But it's a year after surgery, so they want to make sure everything healed properly. So they're going to go through and do a whole, really, observation tomorrow. So I'll be doing that at 6:30 in the morning. So if you are the prayer band in the building, if you are the prayer band's nature, you can keep me in your prayers tomorrow morning because I do believe in prayers. So you can keep me in your prayers as they analyze. I want to make sure also before I start traveling that I got all of my physicals. I have a physical in a couple of days, Thursday. I am on my health, and you should be too, right? I'm getting ready to go overseas, see the world. Before you do that, the smart thing to do, or the wise thing to do, is to get a thorough physical examination to make sure everything is up to par. And if not, you know what to look out for, right? If your pressure's high, then you know not to eat certain foods. If you need medication, you know you have your medication to go overseas with. The worst thing you'd want to do is get sick overseas. Well, anyway, back to you. Back to every single person that hears this message. Colon cancer is a quiet cancer. It does not show, for the most part, until late stages, evidence that it exists. So the reason why you do your colonoscopy is so they can look at the polyps in your system. If you have polyps, then they're able to remove the polyps. And then once they remove the polyps, they can test the polyps. And if the polyps come back negative, that's a great thing. But if they come back cancerous, they can take care of it early. So this is a health announcement for all of you folks out there. Colon cancer, people do not have to die from colon cancer. So it is our job to take care of our health. So if you are 40 years old, first of all, let's go with that. 40 years old, and you are especially a black male, because it runs in our community a little bit more for whatever reason. If you are a black male or you know a black male, and this is the same thing with prostate, get your prostates checked, get your these are cancers that are slow moving cancers. You can get them early and get rid of them. Okay? So, not preaching, just encouraging. Like Gwendolyn likes to tell me all the time, I'm not going to tell grown folks what to do, but I will encourage you. If you have not gotten your colonoscopy, get it done. Get it done. You do not know what's on the inside unless someone goes on the inside to look at you. Okay? Let's see what you guys saying here. And yeah, Mimi says, I remember. Yes, right. And Classic says, oh wow. Oh wow. Kimmy says, preventative checks are absolutely worth it. Classic says, Dr. Tachi and all those emojis. Yes, they are, Kimmy Kim. Tanya says, yes, drink your potion so you can get the clean bill of health. Me too, Ron. My symptoms, nothing. Prayers up. I can't tell enough women to get their colonoscopies. Black folks, it runs some whatever reason, but it's not only Black folks now. Like I said, the population, and like I said, National Geographic did a whole article on it. If you have access to it, read it. It's fascinating. Fascinating. Because it is growing in our country. And thank you, Classic. She says, sending you an abundance of good vibes. Classic says, definitely starts with the gut health. That's right. That's what was it Socrates said? I think was it Socrates? Health begins in the gut. G says, I just got mine last year because of other insurance carrier wouldn't cover it at 45, the new suggested age. Yes. And it's a shame that insurance company did not want to do it. Shame. Kimmy Kim says, my best takeaway from the prep is start eating light before they tell you to slow down. At least a couple of days to a week before. And you know what? My buddy made a massive dinner last night. And I said, oh, I don't usually eat red meat, but today he made some spare ribs. And I was like, oh, that sounds so good. And he's a great cook. And so I had my spare ribs last night. So it's got to go. It's got to go, y'all. Anyway, Mimi says, sending prayers and good vibes. Thank you. Thank you. And don't eat heavy, says G. Yep, not eating heavy, not eating anything for the rest of the day. This is it. My fasting has begun. So I'm not eating anything today. Nothing. So there we go. Good day. Good day. See, okay. 100% agree, says Omar. She says, and that sleep, man, I was knocked out so fast. Let me tell you all, it's so funny because last year when I did the colonoscopy, they ask all the questions that they need to ask you, and then you go onto this little table, and then they get you all set up, and then you go into the room, and you see these folks hanging out in the room, and they like over you, the light there, and then my doctor said, he says, I want you to start at 10 and count backwards. So I said 10. I was knocked out on the 10. And when like Gwendolyn just said, the sleep is so deep that I felt like I had slept like 24 hours, woke up so revived. If there's anything if there's anything about getting this colonoscopy, it makes you feel like you had a week's worth of sleep. It just does you some good on your sleep. So, anyway, that was the funny thing. He said, "Count back." He says, "I want you to start at 10 and count backwards." And I said, 10. And then next thing you know, they were waking me up. So it happened so fast. It's painless, you know. So go do it. Get your colonoscopies done, y'all. And we get all the checkups, says Mimi. Yes, get your checkups. Women are more, women are better at taking care of going to the doctors versus we men. So yeah, we need to go. We need to visit the doctors more often. Dr. Tyson says, of course you were eating ribs, knowing full well 2 days later you need to have a procedure. I said, dog, and I ate. I mean, these ribs were so good. I was like, dog it, Bernard. Dog it. Anyway, Gwen said that sleep is the best. And Mimi says that sleep is the best. Yeah, it is. And Omar is laughing at me. Omar is laughing at me. And she says, the crazy thing is we got this, we got to sleep, and if we never wake up, we won't even know it. Oh, morbid, I know. It's time to get a okay. And Omar says, I can imagine how many times these doctors and nurses just crack up every time we fall out. I bet you. I mean, they must like, it is such an, like I said, it is one of the most interesting procedures I have ever had done. Yeah. So anyway, so tomorrow is the checkup. So we are scheduled to be here tomorrow because it's early and it's done quickly. So I'm scheduled for like 6:30 in the morning. It'll be done by 7 o'clock. I'll be home by 8. So we should be on. And I'm not going to eat until I finish the broadcast because you got to ease back into eating again. So maybe Nancy has an amazing soup that I can have. Okay, so are you guys ready? It's time. It's time for some Motivation Monday from our Patreon community that I posted earlier this week. I should say last night, this week. Last night, I had to put out, on Sundays, what I try to do is try to hook you guys up. That's what they say. I'm trying to do things that are going to benefit you all on usually my Sundays. So my Sundays are dedicated to you all. And so here we are. Let's go there. Let's talk about today's topic. And we'll do that together. And let's go there. Okay. Let's hit that screen. And just so you know, this is from our Patreon page. And for those, am I going to fit that in properly? Nice. This photo is from a photograph that I photographed. That was a double entendre. This photograph was taken or created while in Iceland. So you'll understand why I put this here. I took this photo, and its sister photo to this made it to the New Yorker. So that was what this photo was dedicated to, but you're going to understand what the subject is. Okay. So the subject today is use your passport to the world. What do I mean by that? What do you mean by that, Ron? Use your passport to the world. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see all of that? Let me take off there we go. These comments so you can see. Okay, let's begin. Let's begin. Monday motivation. Use your passport to the world. One of my favorite photographers. And the reason why I posted this Iceland photo is because Chris Burkhardt is an amazing photographer who is also based in Iceland. One of my favorite photographers, as in landscapes, does amazing landscapes all around the world. He also works for National. He's been on call for National Geographic to do several campaigns and projects. So love his work and his camera. He probably is the. I mean, there's many photographers out there like myself, all of us out there. I'm sure Jamel can vouch for this. Our cameras are our passports to the world. We end up places that we've never could have imagined because we're photographers, because we're creatives. So, just like we have been different places around the globe because of our cameras, I want to encourage you with this one from Chris Burkhardt. His quote says, "A camera is a passport to the world." Very simple. As we step into a new week, let this truth take root in your creative spirit. Your camera, whether it's in your hand, your pocket, or simply in your mind's eye, is more than a tool. It's permission. It's access. It's an invitation to cross borders, both real and imagined. For our vibrant community, for this Touch Base Daily community of photographers and creatives, one, vision. Look at your surroundings as if you've just arrived in a new country. Fresh eyes reveal stories waiting to be honored. Now, can I say something about this? Can you just dive in just a little deeper than just the words? So, I've been on this new discovering my world venture, like photographing those eagles a couple of weeks ago and taking pictures of budding plants or icicles falling from the tree or from the buildings or just the minute things in my daily life. I've been photographing. When I was trying to also build a stock photo portfolio, but also because I have a little more time on my hands to analyze the world I live in. Or like being in Chelsea on Friday and photographing all the ice flowing down the Hudson and photographing the sheets of ice, taking time to photograph them. Look at your surroundings. It could be anything in your surrounding. It could be a comb and a brush. It could be your eyeglasses on a counter. It could be the chimney across the street from a building. It could be the smokestack, like in New York City yesterday when I was in New York, in Manhattan. And you see the steam coming through those tubes in New York City, and then the steam is brushing across the streets or across the building, the pathway, and then you get these lights and shadows, dark and shadows, or shadow and light, and you take photos. The mundane isn't mundane at all. Look around you. Next point, courage. For we who travel around the globe to photograph stuff, it takes courage. It takes courage to go to another country, to be in a new environment. Venture beyond the familiar. Every frame you take is a small act of bravery, a declaration that you're willing to explore what others overlook. And you've heard me say it 1,000 times here. To be a photographer is to have a calling. We are called to freeze time, to freeze moments, that people overlook every day. And then they see your photograph, whether it's on Instagram or in a gallery or just the family watching it, just like as you're sharing. And they look and say, I never saw that before. But the photographer does. We who have the heart of the photographer, so I'm really pushing to the photographers today. Yeah, we have the artists in the building as well. But we photographers, we have an awesome responsibility to freeze the world, to freeze time. But it takes courage to do it. Sometimes you don't want to be out there in the crowds. Sometimes you don't want to be where there's a homeless person, but you want to tell their story without making it seem cheap. It takes courage to walk up to someone and say, "Ma'am, you look amazing today. I love that scarf you're wearing. I love the way you are dressed. May I photograph you?" It takes courage to leave your comfort zone to photograph something you think is memorable to yourself or to others. It takes courage to walk up to a stranger. It takes courage to get on a plane and travel abroad. It takes courage for the unknown. Be brave, y'all. Number 3, connection. Remember that your images don't just document, they introduce, they open doors, spark conversations, and build a bridge between people who may never meet. Connection. When we photograph the world, when we photograph that young lady sitting on the stoop braiding her daughter's hair in Bedford-Stuyvesant, and you snap that shot, and then someone in Kenya, Nairobi, sees the work, sees your photo and says, "Wow, they do that in America too? Wow, they do that in Bedford-Stuyvesant?" You are bridging cultures. You are bridging people. You are connecting people globally, if not just even locally. Connection is what our photos do. Our photography is a tool to connect. So, in conclusion, y'all, this week, carry your camera like a passport stamped with possibilities. Let it remind you that the world is wide, your perspective is powerful, and your creativity is a ticket to places only you can reveal. What says you? What says you? What says you? What says you? You are a photographer. And most of us, you may not be a professional photographer, but you're a photographer nonetheless. Those who love to photograph things and people and places, you have these. You have the big guys also. You are more than just documenting your world. You are connecting people. Okay? Yeah, Omar says, "You see me do it, Ron." Yes. Yes. And let me go back down here. Let's see the applause right there. There we go. Tanya says, "Come on through. Shine your light." That's what I was trying to get. Thank you, Tanya. Shine your light, photographers. Shine your light. Connect others. Okay, so you all know about this week coming up, right? You all know that this on the 7th is our exhibition. So come on out, see the photography, travel the world in the gallery. right? You don't need a plane ticket. All you got to do is come to the gallery. If you're in New York, if you're in New York, come to the gallery. Or better yet, if you're home, take some time to look at photography. Just plug in Google photos of the world, and you're going to get a bunch of art photographers that photograph the world. And you can go to any place in the world without getting on a plane. That's what photographers do for us. That's what we do for each other. Okay, here we go. Let me get these last. Let's go to the banners. Okay, you want to continue? You want to continue this conversation? Let's continue it in our community chat. So you can share photos, you can do text postings, conversations, engagements. Let's do that in our community. I'm going to keep pushing this and promoting so that way you can. I'm going to post some photos from different places that I've been and I had a chance to photograph. We'll do a little Africa, we'll do a little Iceland, we'll do a little Europe. I'm going to put some of those photos in today. Also, join my email list today. New service updates, industry news, monthly trends, yada, yada, yada. Go to ronlewisphotos.com. Also, if you're looking for an event photographer, my name is Ron Foster, and you can just check it out. Look me up in Google, and you can just also DM me on my website. And the website's connected here to our Instagram. Sorry, I'm not even on Instagram today. Here on YouTube. And what else? Thank you, Patreon members. There are free members to Patreon, and there are members that contribute to what we do here. If you are a free member in Patreon, contribute, step it up. So that way we can continue to do what we do here. Okay, so the free members, be free members, but now step it up. You've been here long enough to step it up. I think what we do here is worth more than $5 a month. I think so. So if you want to do that, do it. Okay, but again, thank you, Patreon members. Your support helps us create amazing content. We appreciate you. And last but not least, if you're in the building or if you're here the sound of my voice, make sure you always hit the like. And also, if you're not a member or a subscriber, hit subscribe and become a subscriber. Okay, I think we got it all. I think we got it all in. It's 12:05. I gotta go take my potion. Dr. Tachi says, excellent lesson. Excellent lesson. I hope you got something out of today. I hope you got some wisdom today. Okay. Aya says, blessings and best wishes, Ron, with the procedure. Thank you. Thank you. And again, we got classic applauds for 100%. Okay, guys, we're out of here. Love you much. Have a great Monday. Have a great first of the week, first week of the month, and also Black History Month. Do something. If I may add, I know I'm going to leave. I know I'm going to leave. Do a little bit of Black history every day this month. You will end the month with a little more smarts. Okay. Take care, guys. Love you. See ya tomorrow.